Thirstier and thirstier.
You got bad.
Thinking so hard.
Didn't really mean him to pour water all over himself, but I think he was okay with it. This is the last video from this guy. You've seen a few other videos. I'll put links in the info cards to the other videos with this guy, and this is the last one, and it's a lovely set of 2 or 3 skits, all revolving around water. And this week I'm going to be addressing a question asked by a commenter in last week's video, asking, well, stay tuned and I'll tell you inside. Hi there, my name is Tram Mirza. I'm a hypnotist and clinical hypnotherapist. Every week I show you some street hypnosis clip or some sort of hypnosis clip and then break it down and discuss that clip, some of the aspects of what's going on in the clip that you might have missed. And there's some beautiful, subtle moments that I think you might have missed in this week's video, so please stay tuned and watch this video. This week I'm going to be answering a question from a comment from last week's video. It's a comment from a person called Phantom Sonic 193. There's the comment there, and it says, "Hi Taran, I have a question. Is it possible that you can make a video about how to do the feet stuck to the ground, like for beginners, so that I can try it on some of my friends that want to experience it safely, of course? It would be a cool party trick," they say, and it would be a cool party trick, so I'm going to explain in a bit more detail what I answered in the comment section in response to that comment last week. So I hope you'll stay with me for the full tutorial and find out the answer to what's the simple way to do things. But before we get into that, let's watch this lovely street hypnosis clip. Like I say, I've put links in the info cards above to the previous videos from this chap, and this is the last video from him. It's all revolving around a water bottle. Funny enough, there's 2 or 3 different skits all revolving around a water bottle, so isn't that intriguing? Watch out in this video, because during the video you'll see that somebody else got a flavour of hypnosis. What does that mean, a flavour of hypnosis? I'm going to explain all in this tutorial section, so stay with me right way through to the end of this video. Please do stay tuned. But enough of that now. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, make sure you give it a like, and don't forget, click the big subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out from myself. And I'm answering a comment to last week's video, so please leave a comment in the comment section below. Drop a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you liked about this video, and if you have a question about hypnosis or about this video, please do leave it in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. Maybe even make a video and name drop you, just like I'm name dropping Phantom Sonic 193. But in the meantime, let's watch this video. Deeper, deeper you go. In a minute I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and on the count of 5, I tell you what, we're going to go for one more. On the count of 3 this time, on the count of 3, the number 7 comes back to you totally. The number 7 comes back to you totally. But in a moment, you're going to see a bottle of water sitting on the grass. And when you see that bottle of water sitting on the grass, you feel really thirsty. You feel really thirsty and you really want to drink from that bottle of water, but it feels like that bottle of water is 10 tons. You will not be able to lift it. The harder you try to lift it, it's just stuck to the ground, cemented to the ground. It's like 10 tons. You will not be able to lift it. Nod your head, you understand. And the more you try to lift it, the thirstier you get. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Wow, look at that.
Oh.
How are you feeling? You look a bit,
I do.
you thirsty? Try and lift that bottle.
I can't think I can bend down, never mind.
Try and lift that bottle. Really try. Really try. The harder you try, the harder you lift. Use 2 hands. Use 2 hands. Really try. Okay, stop. You're going to do yourself an injury. Now stand up. This little girl here, can you just see if it's how heavy this is? See if you can lift it. There you go. No, I don't want to say, you know, there's bad stereotype that women are the weaker sex. So show them what it's like. Lift it up. Try and lift it. It gets heavier and heavier. Really try. Really try. Really try. Feel those muscles. Really try. Look at that hand straining. Really try. Stop. Sleep. Way down. Deeper. Relax. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. On the count of 3, that bottle will no longer be heavy. That bottle will no longer be heavy. But just as quickly as that bottle becomes liftable, you forget where your mouth is. You cannot remember where your mouth is. Your mouth has moved to another part of your body than you ever thought possible. You will not be able to remember where your mouth is. The harder you try to find that mouth, and you're getting thirstier and thirstier every time you think about trying to find your mouth. Your mouth just disappears from where it is, moves to somewhere else. Nod your head that you understand. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Go ahead, take a drink. There you go, it wasn't too hard. Have a drink. Take it right. You look thirsty. Thirstier and thirstier. Thirstier and thirstier.
You got me bad.
Thinking so hard.
I tried.
Tell you what, play that little game. Play that little game your mum would have taught you.
What one?
This is your ears. This is your eyes. That's your nose, right. This is your ears. Where's your eyes? There's your nose. Where's your mouth? Try again. This is your ears. This is your eyes. That's your nose. Where's your mouth? I think there's a problem here. Sleep way down, deeper, relaxed. In the moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and the count of 5 all hypnotic suggestions will disappear. Except your mouth will come back to where it usually is. But every time you drink a drink of water, you will howl like a hyena, like a wolf at the top of your voice. But as soon as you've howled, you'll forget you've howled, and if anybody laughs, you'll not know why they're laughing. Nod your head that you understand. You will howl at the top of your voice every time you take a drink of water, but then you won't remember howling. Nod your head. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. There you go. Have another drink.
You thirsty, Alex?
There you go. What was that like? Why are they laughing?
You thirsty?
Laughed at before.
Thirstier and thirstier. Take a drink.
Why are they laughing at me?
I don't know.
What are you laughing for?
I don't know. Thirstier and thirstier. Take another drink.
Why are you laughing? What?
I don't know why they're laughing. So, do you want to be hypnotised?
Yeah.
Do you think you can be hypnotised? Okay, good stuff. Are you in hypnosis now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good stuff. Sleep way down. Deeper. Relaxed. The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel. In a moment, we're going to count from 1 to 5. On the count of 5, all hypnotic suggestions will disappear. You will not howl like a wolf. Every time you drink a water, you'll remember where your mouth is, you'll know what your name is, and the number 7 will totally come back to you. And when you awake, you'll feel full of life, full of invigoration, like you've had a 12-hour sleep, like a 6-hour massage. You'll feel full of confidence, full of energy. And you'll enjoy QCon for the rest of the day, and enjoy your life in a new way from the rest of the day going forward. So 1, feeling of hypnosis just disappear from the tips of your toes. 2, washing off your legs, your stomach, through your pelvis. 3, take a deep breath in. Feel the energy washing through your lungs, into your head, full of life, full of energy. And 4, 5, wake.
Oh.
Alright.
Wow.
Big round of applause, guys.
I need a drink.
You can keep the drink, keep the bottle. There you go. Wasn't that good? What do you remember?
Howling like a wolf.
When I say remember, you will remember everything. Remember.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Remember counting the finger. That's it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go.
There you go. He's got his fingers back. Well done.
Oh, what a gig.
Anyone else? Anyone?
Hi there and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video. Wasn't he a great laugh right to the end? He was a superstar. So let's break down that video. Before I get to answer the Phantom Sonic 193's question, I want to just go through that video very quickly and highlight some points, especially that point I was talking about earlier where someone else in the video got a flavour of hypnosis. Did you notice? First of all, there's no reason to pick a particular number when you're counting someone out of hypnosis or counting someone out into the next skit, but generally speaking, and this is almost just a cue between myself and the camera person, if I'm saying in a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5, I'm sort of finishing off the hypnosis and it's about to end. As when I count someone up in between each skit, I'll say on the count of 3 you'll open your eyes, you'll find your feet are stuck to the floor or whatever. So There's no rhyme or reason. I could count to 1, count to 7, count to whatever. So don't feel there's a particular reason for that number. But you see me at the start of this video about to say, in a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and then I went, no, I'm going to do another skit here on the count of 3 and move in to the next suggestion of, when you see the water bottle, it'll be too heavy to lift. Another very nice subtle point is that as I start to create that suggestion, and obviously I'm going to work on him wanting to take a drink of water, it's the reason for lifting the bottle, so I give him some backstory. So I say, in a moment you're going to feel really thirsty. And notice, did you notice that as I said, in a moment you're going to feel really thirsty, he starts to lick his lips like he does feel really thirsty. So that's a good sign that, again, this suggestion is being accepted. Now, as I said, this is not the first skit we're doing with this gentleman. The previous videos are in the info card, so you'll see that he's already a good subject. We know he's a good subject, but it's just nice to be reaffirmed that this is not something outside of his comfort zone that he would resist at some level from being happy to do. Another point, and this is talking about what I would call stage management. We're not on a stage, we're out in the streets, but this is stage management. When I start talking about water bottles, notice how my camera person off camera knows what prop I'm looking for, in fact the bottle of water, and you see him as I stretch my hand out, he's already got the bottle out of the backpack and handing it to me. So that's another nice thing to do, is make sure that the person who's being your camera person, if you've got a bit of an entourage helping and supporting you out, make sure that they know when you start to mention water bottles, go get a water bottle from the backpack. And again, a key thing in terms of health and safety, there's nothing to do with hypnosis per se, but health and safety. If I'm doing this skit, I will always use a fresh bottle for each person. So if I think I'm going to go out and do this skit 2 or 3 times, I'll bring along 3 freshly uncracked, unopened bottles of water, so that there's no hygiene issue of someone drinking from a bottle someone else is drunk from. So that's a nice side issue to make sure that you're being conscious from a health and safety point of view of not transmitting anything from one person to the other through drinking of a bottle. So I move on to ask him to try and lift the bottle, and of course the more he tries to lift the bottle, he can't. He tries to do it with one hand, and I jar him on to say try 2 hands, and you can see the tension in his arms of him trying to lift that bottle up and really straining, but in his mind the bottle's too heavy to lift. Now he's had so much trouble trying to lift that, and he's a decently sized weighted gentleman, that when I ask a smaller member of the audience, a young girl from the audience, to come over and lift that bottle just to show him that it can be lifted and almost frustrate him into, you know, trying even further and not being able to lift it. When she lifts it, did you notice the subtlety? When she lifted it, there was that moment of, she thought it was going to be heavier than it was. It's a standard bottle of water, and we all instinctively know how much effort it's going to take to lift certain things, but she almost jumped up when she grabbed it, thinking this is going to be heavy, I need to exert a lot more energy and effort into it, and it jumped up very quickly. This is what I was meaning earlier when I was talking about hypnosis happening with other people. Because she was listening to me giving him suggestions that the bottle was very heavy, even though she'd probably seen my camera person lift it out of the backpack and hand it over to me, and I handed it okay, and the camera person handled it okay. She was now almost hypnotized. She was almost convinced that this is going to be hard to lift, because if that guy couldn't lift it, I won't be able to lift it. And there was that millisecond of hypnosis happening in that moment. So this is a nice way of pointing out that hypnosis happens all the time. We are influenced by what other people are saying, whether it's our teachers, whether it's a sales guy when we're buying something, whether it's a TV program, a book we're reading, a newspaper article we're reading. We're being influenced and hypnotized all the time, and that's important to understand when you're trying to understand what hypnosis is and how little hypnosis you really need to take the next step to get someone to believe that that bottle really is too heavy. I then move on to the next skit involving the bottle of water, and I said, in a moment you're going to be able to pick that bottle up, but you will not remember where your mouth is. And you see him, even though his eyes are closed, he's shaking his head with disbelief. That's the conscious part of his mind going, this can't be happening, but the unconscious mind is accepting the suggestion. And you see how he accepts it very well, because at that moment he he can't find his mouth, and actually when he tries to take a drink he thinks his mouth's up here somewhere and pours water all over himself. It was a very funny, enjoyable experience. Now you always got to be mindful. You see me diving forward because I don't want him to pour the whole bottle over himself. A little bit of water is okay on a nice sunny day, but you don't want him to get drenched. So always again be mindful of what that person's going to go on and do for the rest of the day. You don't want them to be drenched and soaked. As that skit works very well, it's now time to move on to yet another skit. I thought we've done 2 skits revolving around the bottle of water, and you could almost call it a third skit when I said this is your ears, that's your eyes, where's your mouth skit. And you notice how his mouth moved around from point to point as he searched inside his mind for where is his mouth. And again, coming back to that idea, if he was shaking his head as he was hearing that, that shows that he's in control of his experience and how he portrays that experience. People often think that hypnosis is about me taking control of him, but as much as I'm making that suggestion, if he really wanted to find his mouth, he would find his mouth. He's in control of the experience that he's enjoying, and that's again a nice, important point to highlight when we're talking about hypnosis. You're never going to get someone to do something that they really don't want to do. In the same way as if I was to say strip down naked and run around the grass area, he wouldn't have done that if he wasn't comfortable doing it. Now, he might have been comfortable doing it, so you want to be careful about making those suggestions just in case they do, but it's not because you've made them do it against their will. It's the sort of thing that they probably would have done with a few drinks on them and being a bit merry, that sort of thing. So they're in control of what they do and how they accept those suggestions. Then we move on to the last suggestion, which was the idea that every time he takes a drink of water, he howls like a wolf or a hyena. Now, again, he wasn't very exaggerated in terms of how he howled, but the suggestion worked. But look out for the subtlety here. There were actually 2 suggestions. One was the amnesia of having done it so that when he heard people laughing, he wouldn't understand why people were laughing. And that too was accepted. So it's possible to layer on several suggestions in any one skit to make several things happen. So he was drinking his water and howling, and as soon as he howled, he was going, why are these people laughing? A beautiful sign of 100% acceptance of all suggestions that were made. After that fun, it was time to finish off the hypnosis, so I brought him out of hypnosis and made sure that he was happy and enjoyed the experience, making sure he remembered everything that went on so he could have a bit of fun with his friends chatting about it later. I'm sure you'll agree that was a great set of skits, and overall he was a great subject. Like I say, if you haven't checked out the other videos yet, do check them out after you listen to this final bit of the tutorial. So let's get to Phantom Sonic 193's question about how to create some simple hypnotic effect. Now, like that skit and set of skits, like any hypnosis you see in my YouTube channel or anybody's YouTube channel, they're done by professional hypnotists, and I always advise people to get full and proper training. There's no real danger, and again, that's one of the big misconceptions. Oh, you can get someone stuck in hypnosis, or you can do some harm in hypnosis. That's not the case. That can't happen. But good practice and professional practice is to understand everything about hypnosis and understand everyone's reactions before you play around with hypnosis without knowing all the facts. So I always recommend someone to attend a professional course, professional training, where there are other people in the room and you can experiment and play with hypnosis throughout several exercises to understand how hypnosis works. I do one of those trainings myself if you're interested, so check out the email contact or any of the contacts in the description section below, where you can find out and talk to me and find out about my next trainings. So please don't attempt to do what you see here without having professional training, and it doesn't need to be a 6-month training course. We're talking a good, for instance, my training is a solid 3 days, 8 hours a day of training, and at the end of that you will be able to perform the simple foot sticks that Phantom Sonic 193 is talking about. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you enjoyed the explanation of the video and the answer to Phantom Sonic 193's question. Please give this video a thumbs up, it really helps my channel grow, and click on the subscribe button, and don't forget the notification button next to that subscribe button so you get notified every time a new video comes out from myself. It really helps my channel grow if people are liking and subscribing. And don't forget, if you have any questions, if there's something you saw in this video that I missed out, leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your questions, and I love answering your questions, and like I say, I might even make a video based on your questions, so please do consider dropping a comment in the comment section below. In the meantime, have a good week. I'll leave you with this video coming up next. It's the induction of this chap, if you missed it, so you can check out how he was juiced into hypnosis in the first place. He was a great star, so please do check that video out. See you next week.